Are you ready to discover the top 4 coins that could make you rich? These simple, everyday coins might look old and scratched, but some are worth up to $700,000. Don't miss this, because one coin in your pocket could change your life. Let's check out the top 4 rare coins you need to find right now. Top 1. The 1965 Lincoln Memorial Penny is already a special coin in United States coinage history. This was the first year the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in circulating coins. And while pennies were still made primarily of copper, the transition period brought a lot of unique variations and minting inconsistencies. The absence of a mint mark on the 1965 penny adds to its mystery, because during that time, mint marks were intentionally removed from coins to discourage collectors from hoarding them. Now let's talk about what makes this specific coin so valuable. Not every 1965 penny is worth a fortune. In fact, most are only worth a few cents. The key factor here is the large date variety combined with its condition and possible minting errors. The large date means the numbers in 1965 appear slightly bigger and more prominent compared to other variations. Collectors pay close attention to these details because they can indicate a rare die or limited production run. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. The coin we're talking about is in circulated, very fine condition, which means it has been used in everyday transactions but still retains clear details. You can still see Lincoln's facial features, hairlines, and the inscriptions on the coin, although there may be visible scratches, wear, and minor damage. These scratches and signs of use might seem like flaws, but they actually help confirm the coin's authenticity and history. What truly pushes the value toward that incredible $400,000 mark is the possibility of rare mint errors. During the 1960s, the U.S. Mint was under pressure to produce large quantities of coins quickly, which sometimes led to mistakes. These could include double dies, off-center strikes, or subtle design variations that only expert collectors can identify. If your 1965 large-date penny happens to feature one of these rare errors, its value can skyrocket. Another important factor is rarity. Even though millions of pennies were produced in 1965, very few have the exact combination of features that collectors are searching for. When supply is extremely limited and demand is high, prices can reach unbelievable levels. Serious coin collectors and investors are always on the lookout for these hidden gems, and they are willing to pay top dollar to add them to their collections. If you think you might have one of these valuable coins, the first step is to examine it carefully. Look at the date closely and compare it with known large date examples. Check for unusual features, doubling, or anything that looks different from a standard penny. It's also a good idea to have the coin authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. This not only confirms its authenticity, but also gives it a certified condition rating, which can significantly increase its market value. It's fascinating to think that something so small and common could hold such immense value. Stories like this are what make coin collecting so exciting. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story includes a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 2. The 1973 penny was minted in Denver, which is represented by the small d mint mark on the coin. Millions of these coins were produced, and most of them are still only worth a few cents today. However, not all 1973 D pennies are the same. Some rare variations, especially those with noticeable large date features or unique minting errors, have become highly desirable among collectors. These rare pieces are what drive values into the hundreds of thousands. The large date variety is one of the first things collectors look for. On this type of coin, the numbers in 1973 appear bolder, thicker, and more pronounced compared to standard versions. This subtle difference might not stand out to the average person, but to an experienced collector, it can signal something special. Coins with these characteristics often come from specific dies that were only used for a short time, making them much rarer. Condition is another key factor in determining value. The coin we're talking about is in circulated, very fine condition. This means it has been used in everyday transactions and shows signs of wear, including scratches and minor damage. Despite this, the important details are still clearly visible. Abraham Lincoln's profile remains sharp, the lettering is readable, and the overall design is still well-defined. In the coin collecting world, a very fine grade strikes a balance between visible use and preserved detail, making it appealing to many collectors. You might think scratches and wear would reduce the value of a coin, but in many cases, they simply tell the story of its journey through time. These marks confirm that the coin has been in circulation and hasn't been artificially altered to appear rare. Authenticity is everything in coin collecting, and natural wear can actually add to a coin's credibility. What truly makes a 1973 D Lincoln penny reach values as high as $500,000 is the presence of rare mint errors or unique characteristics. During the minting process, mistakes can happen, especially when coins are produced in massive quantities. These errors might include doubled dies, where the design appears slightly duplicated, or off-center strikes that create unusual and eye-catching patterns. Even small variations can make a coin extremely valuable if they are rare enough. Collectors are always searching for coins that stand out from the rest. When a coin combines a large date, a Denver mint mark, very fine condition, and a rare minting error, it becomes a perfect storm of desirability. The rarity of such a combination is what drives collectors to pay extraordinary prices at auctions. It's not just about owning a coin. It's about owning a piece of history that very few others have. The demand for rare coins continues to grow as more people become interested in collecting and investing. Coins like the 1973 D Lincoln penny represent an opportunity to own something unique while also potentially making a significant financial gain. Auctions for rare coins often attract serious buyers from around the world, all competing to secure the rarest pieces available. If you think you might have a 1973 D penny like this, it's important to examine it closely. Look at the date, check the mint mark, and search for any unusual features or errors. Even small differences can make a big impact on value. To truly understand what your coin is worth, consider having it professionally graded and authenticated. This step can turn a simple guess into a confirmed valuation and make your coin much more attractive to buyers. It's incredible to think that a coin you might overlook every day could be worth $500,000. Stories like this are what make coin collecting so exciting and unpredictable. Every coin has the potential to be something special, and sometimes all it takes is a closer look to uncover a hidden treasure. Top 3. The 1968 Lincoln Memorial penny with a D mint mark was produced in Denver, one of the major minting facilities in the United States. During that time, millions of pennies were struck and released into circulation, and most of them are still extremely common today. You can easily find one in old jars, coin rolls, or even mixed in with everyday change. However, what most people don't realize is that a very small number of these coins were struck under unusual conditions, making them highly valuable to collectors. One of the first things that makes this coin stand out is the large date variety. The numbers in 1968 appear bold and more prominent compared to other versions. This difference might seem minor, but in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest variation can make a huge impact. A large date often indicates that the coin was produced using a specific die that may not have been used for long, which increases its rarity. Now consider the condition. This coin is described as circulated and in very fine condition. That means it has been used in everyday transactions and shows visible wear, including scratches and slight damage on the surface. Despite this, the main details are still clearly visible. Abraham Lincoln's portrait is well defined, the lettering is readable, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side still shows important design elements. In this grade, the coin has character and history, showing that it has passed through many hands over the years. The scratches and wear might seem like imperfections, but they actually help tell the story of the coin's journey. In many cases, these marks confirm that the coin hasn't been artificially altered or tampered with. Authenticity is extremely important in the coin collecting world, and natural wear can make a coin more trustworthy in the eyes of collectors. So how does a circulated 1968D penny reach an astonishing value of $600,000? The answer lies in rare minting errors and unique characteristics. During the late 1960s, the U.S. Mint was producing coins at a very high speed to meet demand. This sometimes led to mistakes during the minting process. These errors could include doubled dies, where parts of the design appear duplicated, or misaligned strikes that create unusual visual effects. Even a slight variation can turn an ordinary coin into a rare collectible. Collectors are constantly searching for coins that are different from the standard design. When a coin combines a large date, a Denver mint mark, very fine circulated condition, and a rare mint error, it becomes extremely desirable. The rarity of such a combination is what drives the value so high. At auctions, serious collectors and investors compete to own these unique pieces, pushing prices to incredible levels. Another important factor is demand. Rare coins have become a popular investment option, and many collectors see them as both a passion and a way to store value. Coins like the 1968D Lincoln penny are especially attractive because they are part of everyday history. Yet only a few examples have the rare features that make them truly valuable. If you think you might have one of these coins, it's important to take a closer look. Examine the date carefully and compare it with known large date examples. Look for any unusual features, such as doubling, off-center designs, or anything that seems out of the ordinary. Even small differences can make a big impact on value. To get a clear idea of what your coin is worth, the best step is to have it authenticated and graded by a professional service. This process confirms the coin's authenticity and assigns it an official grade, which can significantly increase its value in the market. A certified coin is much more appealing to buyers and collectors. It's amazing to think that a coin you might ignore every day could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1968 Lincoln Memorial penny with a D mint mark is a perfect example of how hidden treasures can exist in the most unexpected places. All it takes is knowledge, attention to detail, and a bit of luck to uncover something truly special. Top 4. The 1975 D Lincoln Memorial penny was minted in Denver, which is represented by the small D mint mark on the obverse side of the coin, just below the date. During that year, millions of pennies were produced and released into circulation, and most of them are still only worth their face value. However, a small number of these coins were struck with unique characteristics that have made them extremely valuable to collectors today. One of the most important features to look for is the large date variety. On these coins, the numbers in 1975 appear thicker, bolder, and more prominent compared to standard versions. This difference may seem minor to the untrained eye, but experienced collectors know that such variations can indicate a rare die or a limited production run. These small details are often what separate a common coin from a highly valuable one. Now, consider the condition of the coin. This particular example is described as circulated and in fine condition. That means it has been used in everyday transactions and shows noticeable wear. The surfaces may have visible scratches, the high points of the design are worn down, and some finer details may be less sharp. However, the overall design is still clear enough to identify, including Abraham Lincoln's profile and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. In the coin grading world, a fine condition coin still holds significant appeal, especially when it carries rare features. Scratches and wear are a natural part of a circulated coin's life. Instead of reducing its importance, they often add to its story. Each mark represents a moment in time, a transaction, or a journey through countless hands. For collectors, this history can be fascinating, and it also helps confirm that the coin has not been artificially altered or manipulated. What truly drives the value of a 1975 Lincoln penny to as high as $700,000 is the presence of rare minting errors or unusual characteristics. During the mid-1970s, the U.S. Mint was producing coins in massive quantities to meet demand. In such high-speed production, mistakes were inevitable. These errors might include doubled dies, where parts of the design appear duplicated, off-center strikes, or other subtle variations that make the coin stand out from the rest. When a coin combines several desirable factors, such as a large date, a Denver mint mark, a visible level of detail despite circulation, and a rare mint error, it becomes extremely attractive to collectors. The rarity of this combination is what makes it so valuable. At auctions, collectors and investors compete to acquire these unique coins, often driving prices to extraordinary levels. Another factor that contributes to the high value is demand. Rare coins have become increasingly popular as both collectibles and investments. People are constantly searching for items that are not only historically significant, but also limited in supply. The 1975 Lincoln penny fits perfectly into this category, making it highly sought after. If you think you might have one of these valuable coins, it's important to examine it carefully. Look closely at the date to see if it appears larger and more pronounced than usual. Check for the D mint mark and inspect the coin for any unusual features or errors. Even the smallest difference can significantly impact its value. For a more accurate assessment, consider having the coin authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. This process will confirm whether your coin is genuine and provide an official condition grade. A certified coin is much more appealing to buyers and can command a higher price in the market. It's truly amazing to think that a coin most people would overlook could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1975 Lincoln Memorial penny with a D mint mark is a perfect example of how hidden value can exist in the most unexpected places. All it takes is a careful eye and a bit of knowledge to recognize it.